Yo, what's up internet? My name is Anthony, and today I want to talk about the head coach and the coordinators. More specifically, Todd Downing. There are reports that he will be fired after this season, and it's 50-50 whether or not Jack Del Rio stays. I want to look into each coordinator and decide whether or not they should stay. Also, I'm going to look at possible replacements for Todd Downing. Let's go. Let's talk about the Raiders coaches. I feel it's only fair that we start with Todd Downing. There are reports saying he will be fired after this season. I can't imagine anyone disagreeing. He is awful. He was given the keys to a Ferrari and turned it into a Prius. He has a year's worth of film of things that worked, but used none of it. Last year, the offense was so high-powered it literally carried the team to the playoffs. Derek Carr was rolling towards an MVP trophy potentially. It was all led by Bill Musgrave. It was his second year as offensive coordinator, and he has a wealth of knowledge of leading offenses over the years. He knew what worked and what didn't work with offenses and created a game plan that worked with the weapons that were there. I personally thought there were times he could have been more aggressive, but I guess you never know what you have until it's gone. In the offseason, Bill Musgrave's contract was up, and he was replaced by then quarterback coach Todd Downing. Many of us thought no big deal, and there might even be an improvement. He knows Derek Carr well after all these years, and has Bill Musgrave's playbook from last year to build off of. If nothing else, it would stay the same, and that really wasn't too bad of a situation. However, instead of following Musgrave, he followed Ken Norton Jr., the method of doing the same thing over and over again and hoping something changes. I said this in the last video, but there are literally two plays that get run. Zone running out of a power formation and spread formation with 4 or 5 receivers where everyone runs for 5 yards regardless of situation. It could be 3rd and 8, and I know all the routes will be run short, and Carr will just get the ball out of his hands quick and get off the field for a punt. These haven't worked possession after possession, and nothing changes from game to game. Watching what has happened to this offense has me frustrated to no end. There is no creativity with the game plan. It's the same thing over and over. In terms of pure talent, the Raiders' offense is on par with the best teams, yet somehow this offense ranks in the 20s in scoring. This high-flying, air-it-out offense has turned to nothing more than potential. He has changed a powerful running offensive line to a zone and messed everything up. More importantly, Derek Carr has regressed significantly. He has lost almost all of his aggressive passes now. He is a deep ball passer. Quick timing, rhythm, and getting the ball out of his hands aren't what he does best. He pushes the ball down the field, making defenses back up. The Raiders are undefeated when he averages more than 8 yards per attempt, and haven't won when he averages less than 8 yards per attempt. Derek Carr has gone from a quarterback who takes shots and goes deep even if the receiver is covered to a conservative, take what the defense gives you, like quarterback Alex Smith. The most frustrating part is this also happens when he has literally nothing to lose. There was a Hail Mary at the end of the half against the Bills and the final drive against the Eagles. He needs to push the ball down the field, throw it up, and make a play. There is literally nothing to lose in this situation. Interceptions and turnovers don't matter. For some reason, he checks the ball for 5 yards to a running back, and it's game over. I've yelled at the TV too many times at his checkdowns. After watching all these games, I came up with 5 simple changes that any good offensive coordinator would have made. But Todd Downing just does the same thing and expects a different result. First off, force the deep ball to Amari Cooper twice per half. Cooper has proven to be a great jump ball catcher. Carr just throws it up for grabs, and Cooper comes down with it. It happened against the Eagles, but it was called back by a holding penalty. If they just force the deep ball, it backs the defense up. If nothing else, it makes the defense have to fear something beyond 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Secondly, run play action. The Raiders are a great running team. The problem is, there is no connection with the passing game. Carr is excellent at play action and rolling out. It makes the defense have to guess what the play is and watch all over the field. He's good at it, but for some reason, the Raiders have ran no play action even when the running game is working. At number 3, go in a bunch formation. The Raiders either have 4 wide with 2 receivers on each side, or 2 wide with 1 receiver on each side. Amari Cooper was struggling with bump and run, and Downing did nothing to help. Cooper is too good to not be a part of an offense. I haven't seen one bunch formation this season. Move the offense around and disguise. At number 4, move Amari Cooper to the slot. There was one game where Cooper was in the slot, and it was a great game against the Chiefs. The thing is, it stopped after one game. Cooper is an excellent route runner, and slots are usually defended by the third best corner. Cooper will bird any third corner with a good coordinator. At number 5, quick bubble screens to Cooper or Crabtree. The only quick screens we've seen this year are to Cordero Patterson. Don't get me wrong, Patterson is a good screen person, but Cooper and Crabtree have shown to be great at it too. It gets the ball in their hands and gets them involved. This was proven to work, but once again, Todd Downing avoids it. These changes are so fundamental and easy that even I came up with them. It's just insane how Downing is so uncreative in his plays. It's as vanilla as they come, and as opposing teams have said, it's become really easy to defend. Like I said, Downing is expected to be fired, but like Ken Norton Jr., it's good that he's fired, but it's too late. As for Norton's replacement, I'm okay with sticking to John Pagano. He's done really well as a defensive coordinator, especially compared to Ken Norton Jr. He mixes it up and disguises pressure and coverage. He did things like move Mack and Irvin around, which was unheard of with Norton. The pressure has caused interceptions, which didn't happen in the first 10 games. Look, the Raiders have a lot of talent on defense. A major change to the secondary is they're playing a lot less cover 3. They played a lot more cover 2 man. As I said before, the corners are built for man coverage. For some reason, Ken Norton just kept playing zone. John Pagano has adjusted this defense into what it does best, and Sean Smith seems to have improved drastically. Reggie Nelson and Sean Smith both have interceptions, and it's night and day. I don't know if he's an amazing coordinator, but he's amazing compared to Ken Norton. At the end of the day, this all falls back on Jack Del Rio. He's the ringleader, and everything stops with him. The report is the Raiders are 50-50 about bringing him back. In my personal opinion, I don't think he'll be let go. Jack Del Rio signed an extension this offseason, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense to fire him financially. It doesn't make sense to fire him this offseason. The Raiders are moving to Vegas in another year. If you're going to start over, you might as well start over with a new coach in a new city. Jack Del Rio is an Oakland Raiders fan from nearby Hayward. He's closer to the city and might be more motivated to win now and help satisfy Oakland. At the end of the day, it wouldn't surprise me if he got fired, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to do it this offseason. In football terms, I think he's an average coach. Jack Del Rio motivates his players, but he doesn't put them in the best position. He lets his coordinators take care of their respective sides, and it might make sense for the long run. However, he needs to put this team in the best position and make changes when something needs to be done. He let go of a good offensive coordinator and kept a bad defensive coordinator. He needs to adjust. I don't know if the next head coach will be better, but the buck stops with him. For possible replacements for offensive coordinator, my preference is Mike McCoy. I don't think anyone can make an offense good with the Broncos' current quarterbacks. One thing I do know, he does adjust. He puts his offense in position to win and maximize the Peyton Manning Broncos. Also, he changed the Tim Tebow offense to be good enough to get into the playoffs. He's shown to be able to make adjustments, be creative, and imagine what he can do with the Raiders' offense. He coached in Denver when Jack Del Rio was defensive coordinator. He might be a better coordinator than coach, but I think a lot of it had to do with just bad luck in San Diego. Mike McCoy makes the most sense, and he's shown he can change. He has a year's worth of film of this offensive success, and he'll know what to do about it. So, who do you guys think would be a good replacement for Todd Downing? I came with Mike McCoy, but there are lots of changes in the offseason that could happen, and there could be a bunch of coaches that are available that we didn't expect. I personally hope that Hugh Jackson will come back, but I really don't think that'll happen. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.